The Texas A&M men's basketball team, they have run into several road bumps this season. Right now, one of the struggles they're facing is injuries. With the injury of Chris Middleton and Dash Harris, younger players and players on the court have had to move around and play different positions than what they were training to do at the start of the season, causing a lack of consistency.
The most difficult 2 weeks for me to coach a team than I've had in my career, because we've had to coach guys out of position. Daniel Alexander for 3 months has been a 4-man. Now he's starting at the 3. You know, Elston Turner's 3 months been a 2. Now he's playing 35, 40 minutes at the 1. So everything we've put in our system has had to adapt and change on the fly. Now we got to factor Chris and Dash back in the mix, and how's that going to affect team chemistry? So it's been kind of like just a roller coaster.
With the injuries, that has provided a chance for younger players to step up and fill in roles. Younger players like Keith Davis. At last night's Texas game, we saw him early and often putting points on the board, but then got into a little bit of foul trouble and slowly disappeared throughout the rest of the game.
The foul trouble, he's got to learn to play without fouling, but in retrospect, I wish I would have had him in the game at the last possession on the defensive side of the floor, because he's willing to try to go make a play on the defensive end, and he's doing what he's capable of doing. He shot one shot that we didn't want him to shoot, but for the most part, he's given us good energy and has a great understanding of what we're trying to do offensively and defensively, more so than any of our post guys.
With games like last night's against Texas and similar to that of Baylor, such close games all down to the wire, there's one thing Coach Kennedy said that will make you or break you. It's the difference between that of a championship team.
We're doing a lot of good things, but championship teams get big stops when they need to. In the last 2 games at home, we had opportunities to win with a lead, and we tend to focus on the last shot of the game instead of the last defensive possession of the game, where if we get one stop, it's a lot easier to draw up a play to get the ball in bounds to your best free throw shooter than it is to draw up something with guys playing out of position in front of your bench. And so we've got to get to where we can come up with the defensive stops when it matters. We did it against Oklahoma. That's why we were able to put the game into overtime.
The Aggies are moving on from their loss against Texas, taking a little bit of a break, and then preparing for Iowa State this Saturday.
We tried to really stay connected to their shooters and change how we like to play defensively, and we won't do that this time. We'll play normal rules and play inside out and try to protect the paint. So that's one thing we've learned from it. And we also have to be able to turn the ball over on offense, meaning we got to be able to run some clock and stay off of defense and be able to control the game, the tempo of the game. I thought we did a good job of that against Texas for the most part. We need to do a better job on the road against Iowa State.
Iowa State will be a road test for the Aggies in an atmosphere that Coach Kennedy describes as electrifying. Courtney Rowland in College Station, Rivals.com.